Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to finish the reaction to Last Genocide versus Last Breath, the finale. So, today we are going to react to... Well, it's not really Last Genocide anymore, to be honest. It's rather the purple soul that has somehow took control of Sans' body, leaving Sans dead, or Gaster, or somehow both. Maybe the purple soul is helping Gaster or something in between, but let's watch it. Let's just... Is that good audio? Know what's happening, do you? Yep, this guy. You know how things are gonna end, right? Yeah. Let's end this once and for all. It's time for the awakening. Yep, Naz the... Well, to be fair though... What the hell was that? How did he... Yeah, that's him. Finally. I do believe it is the soul after years of being trapped. You see what I'm saying? Because Gaster wouldn't say this. It has to be the human soul. Because Gaster wouldn't say after years of being trapped. He's been trapped for a lot longer than that in the void. The soul, though, since it was artificially made, right, could have the consciousness of a human being that was trapped, went insane, and then this happened. This would make sense to be the human soul, not Gaster. But... now, my true power, my true form, shall now be unleashed to the world. I don't even think you can kill, Last Breath hard mode. I appreciate you for pushing a limit to that skeleton, see? They're not saying Sans or me anymore. You're saying that skeleton, which not even the Gaster would say. That has to be the human soul, because Last Breath Genocide, Gaster, knows Sans' name. So he would probably say this, but with Sans. Thank you for pushing the limits of Sans. Not that skeleton. Because that skeleton means the person who said it didn't know the name. So they had to say, well, that skeleton. It's the same thing if you don't know, like, if you don't know what the water bottle's called, to say, thank you for buying that water bottle I wanted. Because you didn't know its name, you had to say what it was. And this is it, that skeleton. So Sans is dead. Last Genocide Sans is dead right now. Thanks to you, I now have a perfect vessel for my perfect body. Yeah, and also, aren't you, like, gaining power as time goes on? Meaning, ultimate Last Breath should be trying to kill you now? You came a long way, but your end is near, and your judgment will end here. Hold on, what did... And for setting me free, here's my gift. Yeah, it has to be the soul, because Gaster wouldn't say that. Because Gaster was kind of free, but even before the awakening of the purple soul. Or artificial soul. Because you saw Gaster with Sans. So it would actually be in his... It wouldn't be good if Sans died. It would only be good for the soul. Because that means that the soul not only has Sans' body, but his magic. And now Gaster put his magic in Sans' body. The purple soul now has everything. It needs to get powerfuler. And somehow the purple soul is only getting stronger. So... Yep, there we go. See? Gaster's magic, but... But also, I'd argue this is a little unfair. Because the Last Genocide, it's not even Last Genocide, the purple soul is now I'm going to call it, because it's not Sans or Gaster anymore. The purple soul is getting stronger as time goes on, as described in the actual fan game. In the fan game, he says something. I think he says it here. The more time is wasted, the powerful he is getting. So theoretically, he could be way stronger than 2 human souls right now. We wouldn't know. But that's the issue. If you was fighting last genocide, you wouldn't know when it's too late. It's the purple soul. There we go. Destroy it. But he's not. The purple soul isn't even trying. Yep. It's a little bit cheeky though. Beautiful, isn't it? A power like this can destroy multiple worlds in an instant. Then use it. You can't kill ultimate last breath. Hard mode. This power currently held at both of my palms. Do you really think I'm stupid, Judge? I've seen your battles with that skeleton. Again, it can't be Gaster because of that. Hold on. All I can tell, and I can tell that you're not one to be reckoned with. Yeah, because even if the purple soul is getting power as time goes on, you need to understand that Ultimate Last Breath Phase 4 wasn't even using lots of his power. As he said, he was only using a quarter of it. So who said it happens if he used 100? Also, I don't even think the followers can die. They can glitch out of existence, but Gaster could just bring them back. And I don't even think Ultimate Last Breath can die. Because when, in the actual animation Ultimate Last Breath Hard Mode, which I'm pretty sure that's what it's based off of, given the Phase 4 thing, when you get hit by Kara's slash, when they get hit with Kara's slash, he blocks it. Not only that, with the green hand, meaning that the power is way more, but not only that, his stats are so high you can't damage him. So, no, I don't even think he can damage him. He can knock him away, but that's not damaging him. You know, you were just using a quarter of your power. Well then, I hope you don't mind me setting some scores up. Setting some scores up. Yeah, they can't use the blasters correctly because the purple souls doesn't know how. The problem is... Yep. But they can't damage each other. This is just 2 immortals, or... This is like 2 beings that can't die fighting each other. I mean, hell, Ultimate Last Breath, Erasands couldn't kill him. Erasands, do you know the animation where you see Fatal Error versus Erasands, the rematch? You see Ultimate Last Breath, but he didn't die by Erasands, he was just captured. Which means that Erasands couldn't kill him. And I guarantee Erasands is way stronger than him. Whatever the purple soul is. Hold on. Yep. I think that's equal power. Prototype Code Line Omega Blaster. Finally. I've been waiting for you to use that one. Oh my god, a 1v1. Oh wait. But he's getting stronger, and by attacking that... Oh no. Yep. Oh, that poor blaster. If you really think about it, those blasters have feelings and emotions. I don't care, but it's just a fact. But if you was that blaster, you would be really hating your life right now. That your master that sent you, right? Your master is now throwing you into a battle you're going to die in. No, I don't think they have emotions. I just kind of find it funny that it's weirdly funny. He's so maneuverable for being very big. But this is kind of unfair, because I know it was unfair for Ultimate Last Breath Phase 4 versus Last Genocide Phase 3, but Last Genocide Phase 3 could have won if he just tried a little bit harder. Like, he had a chance. This, then Ultimate Last Breath doesn't have a chance. Because when you see Ultimate Last Breath, he wasn't using a quarter of his power, so he wasn't expecting much. So if Last Genocide just used a little bit more of his power, you could try and get Ultimate Last Breath tired. But you didn't do that in time. It's annoying. Because this is unfair, because this guy's only gaming power. The Purple Soul's only gaming power. But at what point is he just, like, invincible? Hold on, my power's... I don't know. The laptop's gonna die. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. But this is unfair. Code breaker. Uh-oh, yeah, he's blocking it, because he couldn't... He would be dead by now. So it would break his code. I honestly think he would have won there. Because if it does break code, then Last Genocide or the Purple Soul would be dead by now. Because it would have broken his code. Impressive. I see you pulling up new tricks. I recommend using that trick for later. No, don't. Because he's going to be immune to it. Especially since the show's just about to get interesting. Come on, Judge. Show me what you got. Doing anything. Is that Gaster? Which Gaster? It's this guy. It's not gonna work. But you can't destroy them now. But they're just, it's the fact that you can't do anything. No, the Gaster followers can't die because Gaster can just bring them back. Because they don't have a soul, they can't die. Oh, 5-1. It even says 5-1, meaning Gaster's gone, Sans is gone, it's the Purple Soul. That proves my point. That doesn't seem fair. To be fair, it actually is. I guess in order to make things fair, I have to keep up. You are keeping up every second of time that passes. Guess the end is almost here. Let me show. Finally reaches his highest point. And it's an illusion. It's an illusion, I know it. Because Gaster's gone. Yeah, it's an illusion. You're seeing the glitch of, like, whatever's left of Gaster is being used. It has to be the Purple Soul. Your tenacity will be your undoing, yeah. And my awakening will end your judgment once and for all. Keep in mind, this is an illusion. This isn't Gaster. Yep. It just changed back, so it's not Gaster. Also, it said 1. But Gaster would also include the soul, because that has to be a being. Because even Flowey said a soul is a combination of someone's being, right? If that makes sense? So if you had an artificial soul that was made, monster-made in this case, it would still have a consciousness. Keep in mind it probably has some mix of other souls in. They're working though. I mean, keep in mind, right, that the followers can't die. The followers can't die. The Gaster followers can't die. Gaster can just bring them back. Because when you see them, Gaster has access to code. He can literally code. So we could win this by just setting the Purple Soul's defense to 0. But then that would be cheating on his end. Handbreaker. The problem is they're gaining power. This thing is gaining power as time goes on. So this isn't really a fight anymore. I actually think they've already reached a point where the Purple Souls reached a point where they can't be destroyed by roast things. Yep. 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 He's gonna go all out, but it's too late. The Purple Soul's already reached a point where its defense is maxed out way before anything else can. Universal Judgment. This is it, the finale. Access. Yep. Hold on, why is he only saying it to 999? You could set it to way bigger numbers than that. You could set it to 10 to the power of 9999999. Am I missing? Actually, yeah, probably that would be unfair. Or you could set the Purple Soul's defense to 0, and then do that, because then they're gonna get hit with the full attack. But it's too late. They've already reached a point where the defense is too high. No effect. Yeah, you can't. You seem surprised by that look on your expression. You seem surprised. You shouldn't be. I was just toying with you since the beginning. When that skeleton used me. Yeah, it's the soul. When that skeleton used me, that is the soul talking. You already sealed your fate. You both didn't stand a chance since the beginning. So that soul could have appeared at any point. It was gaining power during the fight. Because nowhere it said that the soul only was gaining power once it awakened. It was gaining power since the start. Since even before Sans just absorbed it. So it was gaining power every second of time that passed. So yeah, that thing is very powerful now. Your death is looming over your shoulders. You can't kill him now. However, you both can't really die, no matter how much I try. Yeah. Because, you see what I mean, you both? Because the soul is talking about him and Gaster. So Sans is still in there. But the others, right, it's just the soul left. Meaning Last Breath won. It's the funny thing is, Last Breath won by the fact that, look at it like this. Last Genocide Sans and Gaster aren't in there anymore. If you know what I mean. They're not in there. They died when the transformation with the Purple Soul took control. But when Gaster and Sans fused together, Sans is still in there. That is still Sans, just with the help of Gaster. But now, if you think about it enough, Last Genocide Sans is gone. He's dead. But that's the point. He's dead. Last Breath won. That's a weird twist of fate that he won. Just, he awakened the Purple Soul, or the artificial soul. But I know there are fates worse than death. And I know a place. But I mean, this isn't really a loss, is it? Last Genocide, No, Last Genocide didn't win, technically. Because Last Genocide Sans is the one fighting Last Breath. Gaster and the Purple Soul are kind of just with them. This fight is with Last Genocide Sans and Last Breath Sans. So, Last Breath won. Just a new competitor joined and cheated to win. And I will irradiate again, Last Genocide Sans could have won when he was in his phase 3. He didn't try hard enough, and he wasted too much power at the start when Last Breath was in his phase 3. And that's the point. He also wasted energy in his phase 2, so overall he burned energy when he didn't need to. Because at the start when it was phase 1, Last Genocide burned a lot of his magic trying to beat that, and at that point, he already lost in a way. Also, technically, he won. Last Breath won from the start because Last Genocide was going to die. Cheating again. I will say that again. He kind of cheated. But with that, I mean, me, honestly, in my view on this, Last Breath won. Because Last Genocide Sans died long ago. And again, yes, Last Breath lost to the Purple Soul, but this isn't about Purple Soul versus Last Breath, Ultimate Last Breath, is it? This is not what the fight's about. It's Last Breath, Ultimate Last Breath versus Dustel Last Genocide Sans, which lost. So if we removed all factors like the Purple Soul and Gaster, that Gaster kind of is needed, then Last Breath won. It's just the Purple Soul decided to interfere, and then didn't even kill Last Breath, would make this a draw. It's rather a draw because none of them died, but even then Last Genocide died. Last Genocide Sans and Gaster died. So it's not even a draw. Or this fight turned from Last Genocide, the Purple Soul in Last Genocide's AU, versus Last Breath. And in that case, yeah, it was a draw because none of them died. So again, yeah, but it was kind of unfair from the start but also, Ultimate Last Breath can just teleport out, which is probably how he got into Era Sans' hands. That would make sense. But also the Gaster followers are fine. Gaster can just revive them. No, they're not going to be very happy with Sans, but I'm sure they'll understand. And with that, goodbye.